Welcome back to my Lifeyt, guys. Today we'll be painting one of our wheels. I already got one done so that I could do the thumbnail and have one in one and whatever, but we got one painted, one unpainted. Today we're going to go through the steps of painting that unpainted one and how I went about that, so stay tuned. Alright guys, so this is our wheel that we need to get painted. First thing you're going to want to do is probably wash it, if they're depending on how dirty they are. This one's not too bad, but we're going to go over it with, this is 120. You could go finer than that depending on what kind of finish you want on it. You probably want to go a little finer, but this is what I have, so I'm just going to use it. And then I'm going to go over it with Scotch-Brite. Basically, you're trying to rough this up so that the paint will stick. I'm not looking for these to be real fancy. This is an off-road machine. I'm having fun with it. They're going to turn out fine. The other one turned out really nice looking. You know, it's just a matter of like, you know, you will get a little better finish. You can do a better job, but it will turn out really nice this way too. 120 is not really that rough. You might see little scratch marks in the paint or whatever, but it'll be fine. These are obviously for Goliath, so I finished up this side. I'm gonna have to go to the other side. These were just cleaned and painted before I decided to use them for Goliath, so there's really not much I gotta do to them. That's why I mostly just use a Scotch-Brite and get the loose dirt off of them, and we can move on. But yeah, I gotta jump to the other side, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so we got both sides Scotch-Brited and sanded. Now we're going to wipe it all down with lacquer thinner. We're going to use lacquer thinner. It dries clean and clear and fast. If you use like a mineral spirits or something, I've seen to kind of get like an oily look to it, and it doesn't dry as fast, so we're going to go ahead and use some lacquer thinner. Obviously there's other, you know, paint cleaners that are probably the right product for this, but I use what I have. So this is what I have. We're gonna use it. I'm also cleaning the outside of the wheel because I want to tape off the wheel so that I don't get paint on the actual wheel. Also want to say that I'm going to end up rattle canning these. I wanted to use my my other electric gun that I used for the frame, but because it's such a tight spot and getting down inside these wheels, that there's no room for it, and I tried it on the first one and ended up having to kind of start back over because I ended up with runs because you couldn't get the gun aimed in here correctly to get a good finish on it or whatever, and to coat all the areas. So kind of bummed about that, but it'll leave it so that I'll be able to touch them up fairly quickly and easily if need be. So we'll get into that. So jump on the other side, wipe that out, and then we'll move on. So we just got some cheap, cheapest paint we could get, buck a can. So, oh wait, no, we gotta tape off the wheel first. Find my green painter's tape. My method on this is just to rip short pieces and then work your way around the rim, or yeah, around the outside of the rim. It works pretty good. I mean, yeah, obviously depending on what color you're doing, being this is black wheel, it's not going to show up when I get a little bit on there. If you do a brighter color, you're going to want to do a little bit better job taping it, but Alright, so we got her all taped off. Ran out of the green paper tape, so I had some red duct tape sitting on the shelf. I hurried up and just grabbed it. Finished taping this side off, taped the other side off. Gave it another wipe down just to make sure we get all the oils and everything off. Just some cheap black paint. We're going to go ahead and we'll put as many coats as it takes to cover it. Light coats so that we don't get runs. Usually 3-4 coats. For my personal preference, just because to get it all coated and actually for it to last a little while. I don't like it to be real thin and, you know, last a season. I'd like to get enough paint on there to last it a while. So we're gonna get started with that and then see how it goes. Alright, we got it all painted. We're going to peel this paint, or peel this paint off, peel this tape off. And then we are going to put a green stripe around our wheel. That's that side. Hit the other side. We are going to use what they call a bugler pinstriper, and I will run you through that in just a second. So I'm kind of not in the shot on this, but that's okay. So has this guide and a little wing nut here on the top, so you're just going to loosen that up. And then normally what I would do is, since I did 2 wheels, I would do them at the same time, but since I was trying to do the video on it, I wanted to do one and then have the other one not done, so that it would, or I could show you the done undone of it, you know, the comparison. So a little different on this video, but now I'm just going to set this guide against the outer lip of the rim and then adjust it and tighten it up so that when I go to do the other wheel, it's in the same position. Pretty simple. Alright. So I got my guide in the right position. I'm going to fill this with paint and then show you how to finish loading it and how to get the air out of this and whatnot. Alright, so we are loading the paint. Basically all I do is I use like the stick and I will dip it in and then just drain some into the bugler. As I said, this is we're not doing a lot of pinstriping, so basically, you know, I'm not looking to get this super full. You know, a couple dips should be enough. Wipe off that. So then we got the plunger that we are going to slide in the back here. Then as soon as you get it started in there, you're going to want to tip it up this way, and that's going to let the paint drain to the back side, and then you push the air out around the wheel. And you'll know when you can feel it in there. You can hear the air coming out, and if you watch up here at the top, you'll see the paint, and you'll see a full stream of paint coming out instead of air and air bubbles. So there I got I'm not sure if you can see that, but there's a steady ball of paint on the top of there. You will want to grab something and run the roller around a couple times to make sure there's paint evenly distributed across the roller, and then we're gonna jump over and hit the wheel. So you're gonna want the pen or the pen striper to be you want the pen striper to still be staying upright, even though it has the plunger and it is going to load the paint. Try to keep the paint up this way, And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it right around the lip of the wheel. I'm just going to spin the wheel and let it roll around. And it actually did it in one roll, but I had a couple light spots, so I'm just trying to fill them back in. It actually didn't work as good as the other wheel, but that's how we do it. I'm gonna hit the other side. We do have a little bit of excess paint. I'm just trying to get the thing to focus. We got a little bit of excess paint coming off the end. Depending on which way you roll it and stuff, it does do that. I don't use it enough to worry about it. I'm gonna jump on the other side, hit the other side, and I'll see if I can get you guys around there. Kind of dark, but just show you one more time. It is a pretty simple machine to use, and I can't remember. My dad picked it up down in Tennessee for me a couple years back, and honestly, it's about all I've used it for is some wheels. I've done another set for Sand Bus, and they turned out pretty nice too. They were tan with green pinstriping. So there it is, man. It's a pretty cool little machine. If you want to, I will try to link to it in the description. I mean, I'm not dealing them, or I'm not selling them, or it's not an Amazon link or nothing. I'll just see what I can find for you guys to see if you guys want to check that out. So, all right, guys, that's our video of us painting the wheels, putting some pinstripes on them. I think they turned out awesome. Now it's time to put Goliath back together. Hit that thumbs up. Leave us a comment. Let me know what you think. Goliath is starting to go back together, so this is gonna be really awesome. Hopefully get some riding on it. And but that's it for this video. We'll see you in the next one. Remember, check out our description, and look us up on Facebook. We do have a group on there. Try to join. I'm trying to figure that out to make sure to let you guys be able to get on that group really easily and not have to like jump any hoops or anything. So if you do see it, and you can shoot me a request or however you join them, do that, and you can get a direct line of communications with me, and definitely love to hear from you guys, and we will see you in the next one.